Welcome to Fun World and Info Hub. Today we are going to list some historical facts about New York City. First, we should talk about its early names and ownership. Originally inhabited by the Lenape people, the area was named Mannahatta, meaning Island of Many Hills. The Dutch purchased the island of Manhattan from the Lenape in 1626 for goods worth 60 guilders, often mythically cited as $24. They named it New Amsterdam. In 1664, the English seized the city from the Dutch and renamed it New York in honor of the Duke of York, the first capital of the United States. New York City served as the first capital of the United States from 1785 to 1790. George Washington was inaugurated as the first president of the United States at Federal Hall on Wall Street in 1789. Central Park. Designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux, Central Park was the first landscaped public park in the United States. Opened in 1858, it covers 843 acres in the heart of Manhattan and is an oasis amidst the urban environment. Great Fire of 1835. The Great Fire of 1835 was one of the most devastating events in New York City's history, destroying hundreds of buildings and prompting the establishment of a professional fire department. Erie Canal. The opening of the Erie Canal in 1825 transformed New York City into the premier port of the United States. It linked the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes, facilitating a vast movement of goods and people. Immigration in Ellis Island. From 1892 to 1954, Ellis Island was the primary immigration station for the United States, with over 12 million immigrants processed. At its peak in 1907, approximately 1.25 million immigrants passed through. The Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty, officially titled Liberty Enlightening the World, was a gift from France to the United States, conceived by French historian Édouard-René de Laboulaye and designed by sculptor Frédéric-Auguste Bartholdi. Bartholdi began designing the statue in the early 1870s. Gustave Eiffel, the engineer behind the Eiffel Tower, designed the iron framework. The statue is made of copper sheets, assembled over an iron framework. The construction in France took place between 1875 and 1884, with the statue disassembled into 350 pieces and shipped to the United States in 214 crates. The Statue of Liberty was dedicated on October 28, 1886, by President Grover Cleveland. The ceremony included a parade in New York City and a dedication speech. The statue stands on Liberty Island, formerly Bedloe's Island, in New York Harbor. The statue's design incorporates various symbols of freedom and democracy. The torch represents enlightenment, and the tablet bears the date of the American Declaration of Independence, July 4, 1776. The broken shackles at her feet signify the abolition of slavery. The statue became a symbol of hope and freedom for immigrants arriving in the United States. History of the Statue of Liberty. Origins and conception. 1. The Statue of Liberty, officially titled Liberty Enlightening the World, was a gift from France to the United States, conceived by French historian Édouard-René de Laboulaye and designed by sculptor Frédéric-Auguste Bartholdi. 1. The statue was intended to celebrate the centennial of the American Declaration of Independence and symbolize the enduring friendship between the two nations. Construction and design. 1. Bartholdi began designing the statue in the early 1870s. 1. Gustave Eiffel, the engineer behind the Eiffel Tower, designed the iron framework. 1. The statue is made of copper sheets, assembled over an iron framework. 1. The construction in France took place between 1875 and 1884, with the statue disassembled into 350 pieces and shipped to the United States in 214 crates. Fundraising efforts. 1. Both France and the United States held fundraising events to cover the costs. 1. In the U.S., newspaper publisher Joseph Pulitzer launched a campaign to raise funds for the statue's pedestal, engaging the American public in the project. Dedication and inauguration. 1. The Statue of Liberty was dedicated on October 28, 1886, by President Grover Cleveland. 1. The ceremony included a parade in New York City and a dedication speech. 1. The statue stands on Liberty Island, formerly Bedloe's Island, in New York Harbor. Symbolism and significance. 1. The statue's design incorporates various symbols of freedom and democracy. 1. The torch represents enlightenment, and the tablet bears the date of the American Declaration of Independence, July 4, 1776. 1. The broken shackles at her feet signify the abolition of slavery. 1. The statue became a symbol of hope and freedom for immigrants arriving in the United States.
History of Ellis Island. It was named after Samuel Ellis, who owned the island in the 1770s. Ellis Island was designated as the federal immigration station in 1890, replacing the Castle Garden Immigration Center in Manhattan. The federal government took control of immigration processing, and Ellis Island officially opened on January 1, 1892. From 1892 to 1954, Ellis Island served as the primary entry point for immigrants arriving in the United States. Over 12 million immigrants were processed at Ellis Island, with peak years occurring in the early 20th century. The island's facilities included medical inspections, legal inspections, and dormitories. Ellis Island faced various challenges, including overcrowding, fires, and changing immigration laws. The original wooden structure burned down in 1897, and a more fireproof facility was constructed, reopening in 1900. The Immigration Act of 1924 significantly reduced the number of immigrants processed through Ellis Island by imposing stricter quotas. With the decline in immigration and changes in processing methods, Ellis Island closed as an immigration station in 1954. In the following decades, the island fell into disrepair. However, in 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson declared Ellis Island part of the Statue of Liberty National Monument, and restoration efforts began. In 1990, the main building of Ellis Island was reopened as the Ellis Island Immigration Museum, now part of the Statue of Liberty National Monument. The museum preserves and interprets the history of American immigration and the experiences of those who passed through Ellis Island. So that was our today's content. For more update, subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.